Today's video is all about pro level footwork, changing a move that looks like this to something that moves a little bit more like this. So without further ado, let's find out what that's all about. So the difference between amateurs and pros when it comes to the footwork is a move that we commonly see which looks a little bit like this coming into the downswing. Well, we see the right foot come up, we see the right hip stay really high and very flat, and it can really encourage all sorts of over-the-top problems, raise our relationship from the ground, and we lose strike, top spins and all that kind of stuff from there. So we want to learn how we can get into this pro type strike position more often than not, and not the latter. So there's two important keys at center that we need to get right to start with to allow that move to happen more naturally. The first part is how the pelvis sits. So as a rough rule of thumb, we want your backside, so your pelvis sit about a club head or a ball's width away from the back of your heels or the back of your ankles. If we sit too far away, then we're going to almost look to recenter in the downswing and thrust ourselves forwards, and we can lose all sorts of movement patterns from there. And if our pelvis sits too in front or on top of our ankles, again, we're going to stay too in front, the weight's going to be all the way forwards, and it's going to really encourage those over-the-top movements and the poor footwork that we're looking to fix. So as we said, backside about a golf club or a ball away from the back of the heels, and you can do that by doing what I'm doing here. There's my distance in the golf club head. This is where my pelvis needs to sit, and that is roughly how I want to be. In that as well, the second part of this is where your weight is, and the knee flex will help you with this. We don't want the weight to be in our heels, we don't want the weight to be in the toes, we want the weight to be through the base or the balls of our feet. So if that backside is just behind, the weight's in the balls of our feet, we're in a pretty good position to now make our move more efficiently coming into the golf ball. So what are those positions with the footwork that we see that are different from the pros and the amateurs that we want to get right in our move? Obviously we said this right foot comes up and the right hip stays really high, so obviously we want to change that narrative. We want to see that right foot roll, we want to see that left hip go back as a result, and a really good way to feel this is actually think about what the right hip is doing in the downswing. If I had a golf ball just in front of me here, I want to feel like my right hip is working down towards the ball. Like if I ever had a ball in the joint between my hip and my upper body, I'm almost throwing a ball with that movement into the ball. And now we're going to see that movement where my right hip rolls, my left foot hip stays back, and I've got that really powerful position coming into the ball. My hips haven't flattened off and gone high, my hip has stayed down towards the ball, and everything's moved in a much better way. And it's important to note that this isn't a lateral sliding move coming into the ball to get this aesthetic of the hip down and the right foot here. This is actually quite a rotary move, and that's how that left hip goes back when we're making this feeling. So just kind of summarize what we're talking about in this video. Obviously we want to get away from this right foot high, right hip high movement. The keys that set in order to do that: get that pelvis the right distance away behind the ankles and get the weight in a pretty good position from there as well. Okay? From there, our main move, our main kind of conscious effort is to feel like this right hip on the downswing is moving towards the golf ball, like I'm trying to throw a ball into the hitting position, and that's going to encourage that right foot to roll. It's going to get that left hip back, and it's going to give us that pro level footwork and that pro level striking ability which we're looking to achieve. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop me a line in the comment section or drop me a follow on my socials. For any online or in-person coaching, drop me a follow on the SKILLEST app, search David Atkins and drop me a message from there. But until next time, catch you on the next one.